Primary markets, Ganesh Consumer Products has filed the preliminary documents with the SEBI for its IPO. The IPO comprises a fresh issue of shares worth 130 crore rupees and an offer for sale component consisting of 1.24 crore shares. In further development, the allotment for the Concord Enviro IPO is expected to be finalized today. The grey market premium of Concord Enviro IPO was 55 rupees. Now, adding more to IPOs, as we wrap up on 2024 and head into 2025, let's not miss sight of what a busy year it was for the primary markets, where companies like Jyoti CNC have gained over 300%, popular vehicles have declined 44% from the issue price. Anushi is joining us to wrap the year gone by for IPOs.
So if you look at the year 2024 in perspective, like the last two fiscals, the IPO frenzy has continued. So we'll be breaking down the top performers and the worst performers in terms of IPO 2024, and this is from the main board space. First on the list is Jyoti CNC Automation with about 309% of a gain from its issue price. If we see that the company got listed in January itself, so in the full year, you're looking at 309% of a gain. This is after its listing day gain of around 31%. Crore Heat Exchangers is a very interesting one. The company just marked its entry into the stock markets on October 24 of this year, and already it is up over to 24%. On the listing day itself, it saw about 117% of gains. Next is Premier Energies. A lot of expectations were built in this counter when the issue had come up, around 193% of our gains that we are looking at in terms of issue price. What's the strategy forward for these business in terms of Jyoti CNC? The total order book stands at about 4,300 crores, with aerospace contributing to about 43% mix. The focus forward remains on expanding into the US market with tech centers planned within a year. They are also exploring opportunities in Thailand, Vietnam and Indonesia as well. The key takeaway for Crore Heat Exchanger and why it has surged so much in the last 2 months itself is its capacity expansion plans that it is doing through its subsidiary Crore HVAC Products. They've planned to expand the capacity by 6x from April 25, and within the next 3 years, we'll see full capacity coming on stream with highest capacity utilization rates. Along with that, they also remain steadfast on their approach to increase exports to North America and Europe as well. Premier Energies company has a 6,233 crore of an order book. This is divided in the 3,860 megawatt, which gives robust visibility for the business. Along with that, solar module prices have also bottomed out. So a rise in price will further be something that would be beneficial for the company as we go forward. But this was the top 3. Now let's also look at the worst performers. First is Popular Vehicles. Capital Small Finance Banks and Western Carriers make up to this list. On the listing day itself, we saw pessimism coming in for these ones. All 3 of them had clocked in about 6 to 7% of losses on the listing day itself. Well, from those levels, we are seeing about a 45% of a drop for Popular Vehicles, followed by Capital Small Financing about a 42% of a downtick, and Western Carriers about 35% downtick. All 3 counters, if we see, 2 of them listed earlier this year, while Western Carriers marked its entry in September of this year. But what is the strategy forward? Let's also understand there. For Popular Vehicles, the management has retained the long-term guidance of 15 to 20% despite an overall muted growth expectation for FY25. They are seeing 10 to 12% of a volume growth as well, and are open to explore inorganic growth opportunities. Coming to Capital Small Finance Bank, they are optimistic about achieving a loan book growth of 22% during FY25 and is confident on maintaining its credit cost in the ratio of 0.15% to 0.25%. Last on the list is Western Carriers. 80% of revenues coming from their long-term customers, that is with 3 years and more relationship. Their focus is to expand their networks and customer acquisition plans. Strong demand is further anticipated in metals, FMCG and industrial chemicals. This is from H2 FY25 onwards. So this is the overall summary that we are looking at in terms of IPOs, the best performers, the worst performers, and what is the outlook forward for next half and FY25 as well.
Thank you, Anushi, for giving us that summary on IPOs.